This is a bit of an older story I want to cover today, but it's one that I still think of from time to time because of its absurdity. It's vintage, 2021, which in internet years is prehistoric, basically. It's fallen out of everyone's consciousness, and I need to do my due diligence to put it back, because man oh man is it a weird one. So let's dive in. It all started in early 2021 when a young teenage girl started to receive really mean text messages from an anonymous troll, and she was getting cyberbullied through these messages for quite some time. Her boyfriend then started to get the same messages. They were extremely personal, they were extremely nasty, constantly telling her to kill herself, this and that. And the mother got really upset at this because obviously, who wouldn't? Her daughter is being harassed by some weirdo degenerate. As I imagine any good caring parent would do, they see this kind of behavior and they start rolling up their sleeves, giving them one of these, why I oughta when I find who's behind this. So she starts to launch an investigation and work collaboratively with authorities to find the culprit. Who's behind this? Could this be the work of the infamous hacker known as 4chan? And they went on a hunt to track this person down because it didn't stop, and it was tons of messages, hundreds of messages, over a year's worth of harassment and 349 pages worth of DMs with this shit. And eventually the FBI got involved in this case to figure out who's doing this because it was so personal and so targeted and mean that they really wanted to figure it out. And this is all attacking a minor too. So it was like stalking a minor, just harassing, unrelenting. And eventually the investigation concludes that it was the mother that was sending these text messages. She was running it all through a VPN to try and avoid being tracked down. So she had a real nefarious scheme here where she would just keep telling her daughter to kill herself and insulting her and the boyfriend. There was even this subplot that arose where she started to blame another classmate that could have been behind it. So she started to try and frame another child for this. It was fucking wild. And keep in mind, the mother was the one working so closely with the authorities to, I guess, throw them off of her trail. So this whole thing was kind of like that SpongeBob meme where it's like Maniac on the loose and he's on the walkie-talkie with the Maniac poster behind him with his face on it. That was this case in real life.
The Isabella County mom who catfished her own daughter for almost 2 years is going to prison. Kendra Licari was arrested in December for stalking her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend.
Now, I didn't mention a moment ago, but I will now, that it was more than just sending those really nasty messages. Apparently, Kendra Licari would even send her daughter doctored photos of herself. I guess, like, with really mean shit on it. It didn't go into detail, but I read one of the reports that it was more than just text. She would send photos, too. So I'm guessing she would, like, Photoshop shit with her daughter in there to, like, bully her further off of it. It's so baffling.
For nearly 2 years, she sent hundreds of harassing and obscene messages and pictures to the teens every day. It wasn't until the mother of the boyfriend and Licari herself went to police for help. That's when they discovered Licari was the one sending the messages. Police also found she tried to frame a third teen as the one sending those messages. Today in court, she was sentenced to up to 5 years in prison.
So she'll spend at least 19 months in prison for all of this. And what's even wilder is that there's still no explanation for why. What was her motive? Why would she do this? This is some huge fucking hater energy. She's waking up real early in the morning to have extra time to hate her own daughter. She would send up to 12 text messages a day, every day, all just shitting on her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend. It doesn't seem like there's anything to gain out of this except for making your daughter scared and miserable and potentially traumatizing her, because her daughter's a very young teenager during all of this. So I can't imagine what her motivation was, and she's never explained or elaborated on what the plan was. So I've seen speculation that people thought this was maybe another, like, Munchausen by proxy situation. If anyone is familiar with, like, the Gypsy Rose case, you're probably familiar with that term. But I don't know if that would necessarily even apply here. I really don't know. Maybe it is the mom trying to, like, isolate the daughter somehow by making her afraid of all of her classmates, or maybe trying to push the boyfriend out of her life. The whole thing is just a giant fucking question mark of why would anyone ever do this? And she did this every day for over a year. This was part of her morning routine. Get a nice cup of joe and shit on your daughter. Why? Maybe a power thing? Like maybe she was bullied in high school, so now she's trying to, do the same to like take that back. She's like passing the torch to herself to be the bully now. I don't get it. No one really does. And she has not said why. At least not from what I've found. All you can find is speculation and theories on what the motive could possibly be.
Isabella County Prosecutor David Barbary said this is one of the most confusing and complicated cases he has had to deal with. Not only from the case itself, Kendra Licari harassing and catfishing her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend for more than a year, but also when it came to sentencing. When it comes to sentencing, they hope to let the victims have a say. But the two victims here, Licari's daughter, she's hoping for leniency. She didn't want to feel responsible for putting her mom in prison. The other victim, her boyfriend, their family wanted the book thrown at Licari.
That's another super fucked up component to all of this, because not only was the daughter the victim of this relentless harassment campaign from her own mother, but now her mother is going to be going away to prison because of all of it. So now she's going to be growing up without her mom around for quite some time. It's just a really sad situation. I don't know why the mom did this, and also why she refuses to elaborate on what she was fucking thinking. She openly admitted to all of it, and she apologized saying she doesn't want to hurt anybody else, but she still has never said why she did it in the first place and continued doing it for so long. It just, I don't understand. Maybe she was like, beta testing her shit talk for her League of Legends solo queue games, so she'd like use her daughter as a guinea pig. Like, let's see how my daughter reacts when I tell her this. Not enough tears. I'm gonna have to go harder. I need to make sure that all the dog shit players in my lobby feel really bad. I need to make sure my trash talk is S tier. But anyway, she pled guilty to 2 counts of stalking a minor, and she's going to prison for some time now. And it's just a really weird situation, obviously, but it merely makes you think. Your biggest hater, who exactly are they? It could be anyone. And don't give me any of that mumbo-jumbo baloney about how everyone loves you. You don't have haters. You do. I'll hit you with the cold water. Even if there was a perfect person that existed, they would have haters because they are perfect. They would hate them for that. So no matter what, I promise you there are people that don't like you. And who are they? This story makes you think. Makes you sit back and go, it really could be anyone. What if the person that's replying to all of your tweets saying awful things like, you're so short, why'd you end up so short, dummy, stupid face, greasy little goblin man? What if that person is actually my own mother? Or father? What if they're both in on it? What if they both have alt accounts where they're constantly spamming my shit, pointing out every insecurity that I could possibly ever have? Could be. You never know, as is clear here. So yeah, anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. A couple months ago, there was a massive story that blew up and became more popular and more well-known than the Bible for like a week or two. It was a police cheating scandal where a woman was accused of cheating on her husband with multiple officers on the force, and they were going hog wild at like the headquarters while on duty, at the gym, also having girls gone wild style hot tub parties or something. You would have been hard pressed to find a location they weren't having sex in. There was more DNA throughout that headquarters than at a goddamn sperm bank. You could have cloned all of the officers with all of that. I bet if you brought a blacklight to the headquarters, you would have had that shit lit up like it was a game of Splatoon. And she kind of became the face of cheating for a little while, like the mascot for extramarital affairs. This story actually had a pretty big plot twist not too long ago where she came out and said that everything isn't as it appears. She was actually groomed into it and forced into it. I don't think there's been any updates since that statement came out, but that's kind of where the story's at. And now the same thing is happening yet again at a different department. It really seems like police headquarters are like frat houses at this point. So let's go over this news story where a 911 dispatcher is accused of sexting with 7 men and having an affair with at least 2 of them. And some of the text messages have been released, and holy shit, the amount of refined, pure cringe is admirable. Just to give you the quick and dirty, a 911 dispatcher has been caught sexting 7 other officers while being married herself. Some of the officers are also married, so it's a big, wild, wacky web of cheating that's unfolded here. And 3 of them are being put up for potential termination as a result of all of this. It's still unclear if a lot of the affairs and all of that shit were happening while on duty, like on the clock, though it does appear to be the case occasionally. So definitely a not great situation here. So now let's dive in and take a closer look at what's been said and exactly what was going on.
According to Sheriff Javier Salazar, the employees deny having sex or doing anything inappropriate while on duty. However, 2 spouses who shared the texts with Internal Affairs and with News 4 claim the messages show otherwise.
The shamelessness to not only cheat but then deny that it happened in the face of overwhelming evidence is almost comical. It'd be like me trying to deny that I'm 5'6", or trying to say that my cat Io isn't the cutest goddamn thing in the world when you can clearly see that not only is she the cutest cat in the world, but I'm 5'6". There's no getting around that fact. There's just not a whole lot of wiggle room for this to be some kind of misunderstanding or a lie, because the spouses are the ones that came forward with all of the information and all of the text messages, which is a heartbreaking betrayal, but it is pretty much put in the books as a fact that the sexting is real, as are the affairs. So I believe they're trying to, like, now deny that it happened on duty as opposed to just denying that it happened in general.
Overnight 911 dispatcher Crystal Perez has been placed on unpaid administrative leave, along with Bexar County Sheriff Sergeant Ronaldo Salinas and Deputy Juan Leal. All 3 have received notices of proposed termination.
So it seems the only thing Crystal was dispatching was officers to her pussy. She was reporting a vaginal emergency, and luckily the boys in blue knew exactly how to solve this problem. With penis. Fucking heroes. Now, she was sexting with about 5 other officers, but these 2 are the ones that are kind of in the hot seat at the moment because they believe the behavior was so egregious that they need to take disciplinary action against those 2, as well as, of course, Crystal herself.
Many of the texts are too explicit for us to share.
But just explicit enough for me to share. I like that. That's how you make me feel. Not sure how it is for you. I feel so hot and sexy when I'm in you. Also kind of blundered the spelling on you there, because I'm pretty sure he's typing with one hand. Fuck yeah, you do. I can feel it. All of it. And I love it. I understand that it's always laughable looking at someone's sexting. It's one of those things that is always going to be just fucking goofy. But this feels like a whole nother level of embarrassing. Like, just the way that it starts there. I feel so hot and sexy when I'm in you. Brother, what kind of emotional Twilight level shit is that? What? When I'm inside your warm crevice, I feel like such a man. Like, I almost expected him to start, like, trauma dumping right after that. Like, prior to your moist hole, the only thing that I would get inside was the couch cushions, and you fill me with so much more purpose down there. And then her response is just as fucking silly. I can feel it. All of it. Yeah, I hope so. I fucking hope so. I hope you're not just numb. And I hope my cock isn't so goddamn skinny and small that you wouldn't even know it's there. Yeah, I fucking hope you would be able to feel it. We need another hotel day. Yes, with like 1,000 exclamation points. Non-stop for as long as possible. When do you go back to nights? Friday. So they're looking at non-stopping on this one. This is gonna be non-stop nuttin' on a hotel day, I guess. So that way they could both feel so hot and sexy. Of course, I can't wait for more time to open up so I can fill us in. More like have them fill you in. Am I right, Crystal? Yes, baby. I can't wait. And then I can lay on you and kiss you all over. Like, all over? Caps lock? Duh. It actually seems like I'm reading some kind of high school fanfic. Like, this is so bad. This is a 38-year-old woman or something like that, and the other officers aren't much younger, and they're texting like this. Yeah, I was almost expecting the next set of messages to start with, Crystal, I like you. And then she'd be like, all right, I'm booking a hotel so you can fuck me silly. That was so romantic. I can't wait for us to be naked and us caressing each other, then kissing each other all over. Caps lock again. He's just really blown away with the all over statement. Like his mind has gone fucking blank. He's like a cartoon character. His like eyes have popped out of his head going, awooga. And then she says, fuck yes. And then on Tuesday, thinking of my daddy and this kisses. And then on Thursday, she sends I don't know what that is, a picture of a mobile game high score. I'm not really sure. But she also kind of gets ghosted there. She sends some shit on Tuesday about thinking about daddy, and he just doesn't even reply. He's probably too busy with his wife and kids to reply in time, but yeah.
I can't wait for us to be naked and us caressing each other and then kissing each other all over. Perez, expletive, yes.
She just loved my life, and it was very distraught, heartbreaking. I was in disbelief.
I really feel horrible for her husband as well as the other spouses of the officers involved. That's just the ultimate betrayal. That shit absolutely fucking sucks. And he's having a very normal reaction to it, heartbreak, talking about how difficult this whole situation has been. So he learned from the text messages that his wife is not only a cheater, but also cringe. And there's really no fixing this kind of situation for a marriage, so I imagine a divorce is on its way.
The dispatcher's husband, Giancarlo Perez, discovered texts between his wife and 6 sheriff's deputies, plus a City of Converse police officer. In December, he gave them to Internal Affairs, and an investigation was opened.
They used emojis to reference body parts, and they would talk about, kissing.
I miss your lips. My lips miss you. What the fuck? Like, all of these officers just keep saying, like they're talking to fucking Minecraft villagers or something. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this isn't even like sexting anymore. This is like actually AI trying to flirt with other AI. I don't understand.
Making out and all these, like I said, just sexual connections.
But during the week, I am gonna be checked to see if I can meet you for a smooches. Like, daily going to check. So if there is a day no good, better to say something now. You remember those Facebook posts from people, like, horny posting on Facebook, like, bitch lasagna, pussy make cock go woohoo, like that kind of shit? That is actually the same energy that these sex messages have.
Perez took screenshots of the text from his wife's phone, and many of the timestamps are missing, so it's not clear.
Oh boy, we're getting inundated with text now. It's coming from all angles. So some of these we've already gone over, but let's look at the continuation from the Miss Your Lips here. I can't quite see the green messages, but the other one is, good morning, I'm rolled up like a burrito. She says something with a kissing emoji, so probably just more smooches. And he once again says, Jesus fucking Christ, she's communicating with a man who's undergone a lobotomy. Underneath that, the next set of messages, again, I can't really read the green ones, but the message says, I know, I need that grown woman love. And then I can read this one. She says, oh, I want to give it to you. And then kissing emoji again, I guess. So then we go off to the right here. I want you lips, smooch, in my face. And he says, I am the hunted. Feel like the main actor in one of those Predator movies. What is happening? This isn't sexting. What is going on? I need that grown woman love. What? And then out of fucking nowhere, starts getting her with a Shakespearean monologue. I am the hunted. Feel like the main character in one of those Predator movies in response to her talking about giving him kisses. What is going on? I am the hunted. I am the night. I am the shadow within the shadow. You can't find me. I am Gotham's protector. It's dark night.
If the texters were on duty. But in one thread on a Friday night at 10:20 p.m., Sergeant Salinas tells dispatcher Perez, I get off at midnight. Came in early.
Very hard for me to read.
It really does seem like some of this cheating happened while they were on duty, which is of course a big no-no, and what had led to a lot of the officers being fired in the last police cheating scandal. Like, the cheating is bad, and it's made even worse when they're supposed to be working and on the job.
I can imagine.
Jessica Jarvis is now divorcing a fourth sheriff's employee who is being disciplined. Investigator Jason Jarvis received a proposed suspension of 30 days.
These are people that are supposed to be protecting us, supposed to be serving, and making sure the community is safe.
To be fair, these officers still were serving up a cock meat sandwich right to Crystal's mouth, giving her that hot dog with extra wiener on it. Now, being completely honest, I really am wishing her the best with this divorce. Divorce is absolutely the right call. I know it's not going to be easy or anything, but she is making the right decision.
While details of the investigation remain secret, it does not appear anyone broke the law, but those disciplined allegedly violated sheriff's office policies.
Certainly the case is being taken seriously, and quite frankly, I believe it's quite possible that some people are going to lose their career as a result of this.
So while no laws were broken, this is still very heavily frowned upon. Not just at, like, police work, but any work. Fucking on the job is always going to usually lead to a termination or, at the very least, some kind of disciplinary action like, hey, maybe don't do that. So that's not surprising to hear at all. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this story to see how it all develops. And yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. There's a mystery afoot, so grab the Scooby snacks and let's get to work. A pool at a Quality Inn has been mysteriously turning green 12 separate times. This isn't how God intended. This is not natural. They suspect this is intentional sabotage at this particular Quality Inn, but when authorities check the surveillance camera footage, they find no evidence of any culprits going to the scene of the crime or anything like that. How is that possible? Are they being attacked by an invisible man? Is this a situation out of The Happening where the plants are fighting back and they're responsible for the pool turning green 12 times? What's the motive? And most importantly, who really is behind it? It's very clear that there is a supervillain loose here, and only I'm qualified to crack this case and get to the bottom of it. When it comes to mysteries, I'm like L from Death Note. I figured out what happened to D.B. Cooper. I even solved the mystery of who shit in my pants when I went to Halloween Horror Nights in middle school. There's nothing I can't solve given enough time. But luckily in this case I didn't need to. In fact, the authorities pieced the puzzle together and it is so fucking wacky I can't wait to share it with you.
Cops pull up to a shocking sight. A pool where the water has turned neon green.
What in the world? What is that?
Sandra Woolston, the co-owner of this Quality Inn and Suites in New Jersey, was baffled when her motel pool mysteriously turned from clear water to this.
The voiceover for this one makes it sound like an old infomercial. Turned from clear water to this! Ew! But luckily with OxyClean, we got it right back to a clear blue. I don't know why he's, like, exaggerating all of the statements in this manner, like with his intonation, but it's really enjoyable. It makes it, like, even more gripping in my opinion. But anyway, that's the story in a nutshell. This Quality Inn, for some reason, keeps having their pool turn green. And the only way to fix that is for them to keep draining the pool, which is extremely expensive.
I watched it turn green in front of my eyes.
Somebody is sabotaging my pool. My pool is yellow as my guests can go inside the pool.
I broke down. I didn't know what to do because with all these kids waiting to use the pool, but they couldn't go in.
The pool had to be drained and refilled with clean water. 2 days later,
the vandalist is back again. Our pool is green as a grass.
It happened a total of 12 times.
So either this place is cursed where they've built it on top of a Hulk burial ground and he's getting his revenge by turning the pool green with gamma radiation, or there really is a practical jokester that's really taken a liking to turning this pool green for some reason. That's all the information we have to work with so far. There are some more clues we'll get to in a moment, but let's start to piece together potential narratives together as a thought experiment. Perhaps whoever is responsible for sabotaging this is a previous guest at the Quality Inn who recently had a negative experience with that pool. Now, if I was on scene during this investigation with my monocle, magnifying glass, and pipe that I was smoking, the first thing I would ask would be if I could have access to the guest registry over the last couple of weeks, and if there'd been any reports of complaints from the guests about the pool. Assuming, of course, the Quality Inn keeps records on their complaints, it would give me a narrower list of suspects that I could focus on. I'd then set up up an interview with each name on that list, and I'd do a little game of good cop, bad cop, where I'd be the bad cop and the good cop would come in with like a soda from McDonald's. I'd invite them to drink the soda. When they take a sip, I would then inform them that what they just consumed was truth serum, which means they could no longer lie. Then I'd finally finish it off with the brain buster, the most important question: did you do it? And then I'd gauge their response from there.
This is every damn day, man. Look at the pool.
That's like neon yellow color.
It was just, and the entire pool was engulfed.
What was turning the pool green? Here was the first clue. An object she found at the bottom of the pool.
I'll be honest, that object looks like some kind of extraterrestrial being. If you put a picture of that object on the r/alien subreddit, they would gobble that shit up as true evidence of like an alien brainstem or something. That would give me no clues here. I'd start really thinking paranormal about this, like, oh, maybe there's not a person behind this, maybe it's a cryptid or something. I don't know what the fuck that is. That looks disgusting, whatever that is. It must be whatever turns the pool green, some kind of like dissolvable mesh or some shit maybe that, you know, distributes the green dye to the rest of the pool. But yeah, that shit is yucky.
But when police reviewed the motel surveillance video, they found nothing suspicious. Here's Stephen Fabian.
So how did the pool turn green? Well, cops say the culprit used a drone like this to hover over his target before releasing a concentrated packet of dye.
The dye is actually a life-saving device used for ocean rescues.
When they broke the magician's code and revealed how this was most likely done, it blew my tiny little brain. I realized at that moment I would never cut it as a detective trying to piece together a complicated case. That whole idea never even crossed my noodle as a possibility. That the reason someone didn't show up on surveillance camera yet the pool still turned green was because it was transported via drone outside of the security camera's, field of view. That would have never been something I thought of. That is actually so devious. It's admittedly a pretty clever plan here, because then the actual person responsible for it is a long distance away from the scene of the crime, so there's not a ton of breadcrumbs to follow. This is one of those galaxy brain maneuvers that you see fictional villains do in media. But somehow, the cops did catch him. So I'm not only impressed by the method they used here in order to distribute the green dye to the pool, but also the fact that they got caught.
So, who do police say was behind the attacks? They arrested 45-year-old Patrick Spina, who owns a heating and air conditioning business close to the motel. The motive? Cops say he's a prankster. He didn't have much to say when we caught up with him.
There he is, that scoundrel. So, they've got him. Apparently, I will say that they didn't do a great job of explaining how they really connected him to this. So apparently he owns a business nearby, but when I first heard that, I thought it'd be like, oh, it must be a competing business and this is his way of sabotaging a competitor, trying to like take them out of business or financially harm them. But apparently they believe the motive is genuinely him just being a quirky little jokester. I also needed to dig a bit deeper in here to figure out how exactly they connected this drone to this individual. So apparently they had spotted it over the Quality Inn on September 1st and then just followed it back to where he was and then arrested him. So they did catch him red-handed with his hand in the cookie jar here, but the motive of just being a prankster is incomprehensible to me because this is not a prank. This is a dozen times. This is just genuine vandalism and trying to ruin that business. Because it's super expensive to keep fixing that. Not only did they have to keep draining the pool and refilling it, but now they're going to have to refinish it too, since the green dye is harmful to the pool as well. So the frequency and all of that makes it seem like it's not really a joke, because I mean, what's the ha-ha moment? It's just this fucking goofball. Like, there's no way he's treating this like a joke. There had to be a deeper motive to it that I don't think is pranks. Though I guess I could be totally wrong here, since pranks in the modern age are just legitimate degeneracy and actual just harming people half the time. So maybe it is possible that this is just his idea of what a prank is, but it really took a big toll on the motel's owner because it is super expensive.
I just hope that this bonehead paid for what he did and he never ever do anything this dumb and so stupid to impact other people's livelihood.
The suspect is charged with criminal mischief and faces fines as much as $30,000. The hotel owner says that prank cost her at least $20,000.
Yeah, so the mystery has been solved. He is facing a charge for this and hopefully will be responsible for paying for all the damages caused to the motel. a happy ending here, but what a wild little adventure to go on, because, again, I don't know how you'd ever really piece this one together if you never saw the drone in the surveillance camera or anything. They must have just got lucky that they saw the drone over the quality in at one point and then just followed it back to home base. Yeah, so now we can comfortably close the books on the mysterious case of the pool turning green. Just wanted to share that with all of you. That's about it. See ya. Usually when I talk about Twitch drama, it's goofier topics like that girl who was banned for queefing into her mic. And by the way, she was kind of a pioneer, like an actual innovator in the field. She was like the Tesla of farting. And the Queef Queen actually started a trend on Twitch for a little while, where recently ASMR streamers were farting into their mics for sub goals. So unfortunately for the valedictorian of vaginal air expulsion, she was just a little early to this. She just was ahead of her time. Had she been queefing during this meta, she could have probably popped off on subs, but she got there too soon. Also, those streamers that were farting into their mics also got temp bans for it, so the result was the same, but she wasn't able to squeeze as much juice from it as they were able to. But anyway, this is not one of those goofier topics. Today we're talking about something actually serious, like genuinely awful. Yesterday I received quite a few emails and mentions on Twitter letting me know about a streamer who was allegedly exposed for grooming underage girls and being a predator, shit like that. And for some reason, the guy that was accused of all of these things mentioned me. In this video on his channel, it says, hopefully Charlie will make a video on this and help prove my innocence, he's a homie. I don't know if this is about me, but a lot of people seem to think that it was. I want to make it clear, I don't know this guy, so I haven't like defended him or anything like that, and I don't know why people are emailing me asking why I'm defending him when I haven't done or even said anything about this until right now. It's important to know that all of these are just allegations at the moment, nothing is proven, but seems like some pretty hard evidence. This isn't just some like Twitter dog shit where one anonymous account says, in 2013 at MegaCon Orlando at the washing machine enthusiast booth, Soda Poppin was groping on my nutsack, fondling it a little bit aggressively. It felt good at first, then it got a little weird when he started tugging on my nutsack hairs, and, you know, ever since then I haven't been the same. Soda Poppin's a predator. You know, it's not just like baseless nonsense or anything. Like, there is real evidence against this streamer for the things that they're being accused of. So since that video title has led people to believe that I'm somehow involved in this whole thing, I thought it was at least worth talking about. So I want to go over the full lore of the situation, as well as some things about it that just don't add up about all of it. So this all started with a thread on Livestream Fails, LSF, also known as the home to XQC's clips. If you miss an XQC stream, you can just check Livestream Fails and see every single moment of it posted there on the front page of it. Of course, I'm only kidding, there's Ms. Kiff clips as well. But last night there was an anomaly. Some kind of like fucking solar eclipse had occurred on Livestream Fails where the top post wasn't XQC or Ms. Kiff, it was this. And it's about this user talking about their experience with a streamer. And you can read it for yourself, but the gist of it is they were following this channel in 2018 and randomly decided to check in on them that evening. And he believes that his name must have sounded similar to a girl's name on the platform because the streamer reached out asking if they were a girl and asking to chat, and then the following ensued. I'm blurring out the streamer's name everywhere just in case this all does turn out to be false, a hoax, or even worse, a malicious attempt to ruin one innocent person's career. So I just want you to keep that in mind, that that's why I'm doing that, just because none of this is completely confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt. He reached out using Twitch Whispers, which is akin to using AOL Instant Messenger to get in contact with somebody. No one has used Twitch Whispers in years. This was probably the first time this was even activated since Twitch launched. Nobody uses Whispers, so, I mean, call this guy old-fashioned. I mean, this was pretty wild. I didn't even know this even still existed. It's an archaic system. More people use carrier pigeons than Twitch Whispers. But as you can see, he gets in touch. Are you a girl? Yes. Why do you ask? Want to DM on Discord, and then tries to add them. So they decide to add them on Discord, and this is the conversation they have. He asks what state and how old they are, so basically some Omegle shit, ASL, age, sex, location. They respond with 17, 18 soon. Streamer says, really nice, young, I like that, I could fly you to me, maybe. And then the conversation really starts to look like something you'd hear Chris Hansen reading. They ask when they started to follow. They say, check in the chat and I'll type something. So the streamer responds with, when you were a teeny then, hee hee. I actually haven't heard or seen the word teeny since I was a fucking teeny, like 11 or 12 years old. So that was quite a blast from the past. And then this is where it gets very fucking weird. The streamer says, let me show you a little vid, are you home? And you can probably already guess the video that they send. I'll go ahead and spoil the surprise. It is not an EDP situation where he sends a picture of his shit. He sends no shit pics. This is a video of him jerking off, beating on his meat. Just playing the skin flute. Obviously won't be showing even a pixel of that video. From there they say, would you love it, honey, if you could sit on me and feel my hard dick in your pussy? Hee hee, bunch of hearts. Well, that's kind of sweet, right? I mean, that's like Valentine's Day kind of shit right there. And then he says that he's horny, as if that was a secret. I mean, there's nothing left to the imagination here. I mean, he sent a video of him jerking off. I would imagine there's some horniness levels reaching critical mass. You go in fucking nuclear meltdown mode of horniness. Then again, it would feel so good for you, baby. Would you like to? Hee hee, babe. And then that's when the poster says, I'm making an LSF thread right now. You like grooming young girls. I'll get you banned everywhere. So he basically just says that he's making the thread about all of this. And then in response to him revealing that he is not a 17-year-old girl and is in fact going to be reporting this behavior on Reddit, the streamer responds with something I can't show anything of because he drops the N-word a few times, but he basically says, I knew you were fake, and then says the N-word quite a few times. So I'm not showing any of that, but that's where those screenshots end. He then gives a little evidence to prove that the Discord account that he's sharing in the screenshots belongs to the streamer, and that's kind of where that interaction completed. In the comments, other people were finding video clips where the streamer was asking how he can delete every video on his hard drive at the push of a button once all of this was coming to light. It seemed like he really wanted to find a program to scrub his hard drive of all of his videos all at once, which is a little weird. Some of his old tweets were dug up where he was talking about having sex with 14-year-olds is less of a crime than stealing Coca-Cola, as well as some other really fucking gross tweets. But I'd like to talk about a few things here. On LSF, there has been a few times in the past where a poster has made a thread about a streamer they don't like, accusing them of some horrible things that turned out to be completely false. Even though the evidence made a lot of sense, they'd have like screenshots of shit. What they didn't show was what actually transpired, being like extremely manipulative, lying and stuff like that in order to get that kind of reaction and make that kind of narrative on LSF in order to just farm karma points or hurt the streamer they don't like. I'm not saying that's what happened here, I'm just saying this kind of thing has happened in the past and was proven to be a hoax. Like the fucking Bigfoot or Satchmo, shit like that. Right now, this is the only post and only person talking about this streamer like this. I can't find anything else from anyone sharing a similar experience they've had with this streamer or anything even close to this kind of experience with them. Which strikes me as a little odd because if he is grooming underage girls so actively that he would reach out to someone in his chat he thought was a girl based on just their Twitch name, you would think there'd be other victims that would come forward and share a similar experience with this person, but I haven't seen anything like that. It is possible that this is just so new that no one else has had a chance to come forward with that kind of information. This is less than a day old, so that's definitely a possibility, but it does strike me as odd that he's so active that he'll reach out to someone that he even has like a small fucking smell of a female in his chat and reach out and like start jerking off for them, that it would only be this one isolated incident. That would strike me as like a pattern, not just like a one-time thing. So I would have expected more people to have similar stories, but I haven't seen anything like that yet. So for now, this is all we have to go off of. And the tweets are extremely suspicious, but what really strikes me as odd is that the profile picture is like the stereotypical neckbeard thing, like very self-aware neckbeard anime weeb. It really seems like a parody account. On Twitter, there are people that are open pedophiles, like that's not uncommon for Twitter, but it strikes me as weird that the profile pic would be like the neckbeard people make fun of, like the anime shit neckbeard thing while saying these things. It really seems like it was supposed to be satire, and I don't know if it is or not. Either way, it's dog shit satire, but the account's been deleted, so I can't really go through and look at all of it myself. There's only a couple screenshots of the individual tweets now. And from what I was reading from the active members in his community during all of this, he wanted to be on LSF. Apparently they were saying he always wanted to be the top post on LSF. So it almost seems like it could have even been manufactured to a certain degree, which would be the dumbest fucking way of going about that, to have you be labeled a pedophile by so many people in the Twitch community. I don't think does anything good for your streaming career, if that really is what was going on here. So I don't know if I really believe that, but there are some things in this that just don't make sense to me. The Discord having no profile pic, immediately sharing his Discord and then going 0 to 100. Hey, where do you live? Do you want to see me put my finger in my urethra? Just fucking tugging on his meat real hard after like 4 text messages back and forth. Like, it all just seems really fishy to me. And his chat going on about how you fell for Malord's schemes. They kept saying, like, Malord, treating him like he was some kind of supervillain mastermind and we were just pawns in his game. Like, this is exactly what he wanted, which wouldn't make him a mastermind and make him a master fucking idiot, because this is such a dumb idea for, like, publicity, if that really is what's going on here. It just really, all of it just doesn't add up to me. Like, to be so open about, you know, pedophile predator shit, that just doesn't make any sense. There's also this, so the poster was replying to a comment which is now deleted, and he says he's been famous in his chat for grooming young girls on Discord. When he whispered me, I wanted to see if that's true. That statement directly contradicts what he says in the opening statement in the thread, where he says he just randomly decided to go to the stream and then he just typed something in chat and then the dude reached out to him. Like, that's a little different. Now he's making it sound like he was in there with like a mission, like he was going in there as the fucking vigilante and was finally going to expose him, which is completely different from the narrative that he started with in the original post. He had also recently been banned and had only just been unbanned like less than a week ago, and then all of this happens. Like, it's just so many things in the story seem so strange. And then to, like, on that same night talk about, like, how do I delete videos on my hard drive, talking about, like, I need to scrub the hard drive, every video needs to go, someone quick help me, I need to get rid of all these videos. That doesn't strike me as someone who's, like, actually panicking about all of the accusations. That strikes me as someone that's trying to farm karma and attention out of this. It really does seem like the behavior of a troll, like an extremely edgy, really misguided troll. I mean, because now there's like articles about it that are talking about his alleged pedophilic behavior that he's exhibited, you know, over the course of like the last 5 or 6 hours. Those articles have been coming up. So it's like a really bad idea if this really was the plan. But overall, I just wanted to talk about this because for some reason I was mentioned in it, or at least people perceived that I was mentioned in this. So I at least wanted to talk about it and give like the full breakdown of everything going on. The whole situation's fucked up no matter what is actually going on here. And if everything from the LSF post is true and that's exactly how it all happened, then this is an extremely serious case where this guy needs to be off of Twitch ASAP, as well as have some kind of investigation done, because this is some really fucked up shit. I just wanted to talk about it, and yeah, that's about it. See ya. A drunk driving lawyer was recently arrested after flipping her car, and the footage from the arrest has just been released by a YouTube channel called Police Watch, and I thought it'd be fun to go over it because, goodness gracious, heavens to Betsy, it is an interesting one. This lady is truly horrible.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you call?
I don't know where the girl is that was driving.
She's right there. Whose car is this?
That's my grandson's, and it was parked right here. He hasn't went anywhere all day. And
is everybody okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Everybody's
all right.
okay.
I'll just have you guys hang out over there for now, okay?
Now you're all brought up to speed with the lore here, the context of the situation. An intoxicated woman was driving her vehicle, hit a parked car, which caused her vehicle to flip and land on its side. This actually looks like something out of GTA when you ramp off of a parked tow truck, but you don't fully land the stunt.
Hello.
Hi.
Looks like you might have crashed your car, huh?
Oh my gosh. Hi. Yeah, I'm Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Rachel? Eli, nice to meet you. What's going on? How'd this happen?
I don't know.
Almost immediately, this officer had me giggling because he's speaking to her like he's speaking to a puppy. Like, oh, hello there. Oh, well, what's going on? You got a toy? What's happening over here? And then we're introduced to our protagonist, Rachel. And when asked what happened, she goes for the tried and true method, a timeless classic, playing dumb. Geez, oh man, boy howdy. I don't know how this happened. What is the car doing on its side? That can't be right. What a confounding mystery we're faced with, officer?
You're not sure?
Yeah.
It's your car?
This is my vehicle,
Yeah.
yes, obviously.
Well, how did it end up on its side? Do you know? Did it just...
I mean, obviously it didn't just
Right.
by itself.
I see a kid's seat. There wasn't a kid in here when this happened,
No,
was there? Okay.
no children in here. Obviously, this didn't just happen by itself.
Right.
So that...
Were you driving it?
You're going to quickly realize that obviously is Rachel's favorite word in the English language. She uses the word obviously more than a teenager uses the word like. It started to lose meaning for me with how often she was saying it during this video. But she's trying to explain that it is her vehicle that's ended up on its side, but she doesn't really understand how it happened. Obviously, something must have happened. But what? We've got to get to the bottom of this, officer. We got to figure out how my car ended up like this. Perhaps a strong gust of wind? Spontaneous tornado? Unlikely. But what about Godzilla stomping around causing a bit of shaking on the road, which caused my car to pop up on two wheels, Dukes of Hazzard style, and just flip? I don't know, officer. There's a lot of things that could have led to this, obviously.
I obviously was driving the vehicle.
Okay.
So, I mean, do you,
Go ahead.
do you
Just need the
always
one
ask
for
redundant
Adam Victor.
questions, or you just ask questions?
I just ask questions. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, that's all.
Yeah,
It's
I mean-
Rachel, right?
It is, Rachel. It's nice. Yeah. I was just driving down the road. And then on
10-4,
my
can you run it?
vehicle.
So were you driving this way?
Yeah, obviously. That's the way the vehicle's facing.
Why do you
So,
keep saying obviously?
well, I mean, I think...
The officer's asking too, why do you keep saying obviously? He just rolled up to the scene. Pulling up to a scene with a fucking rolled over car on its side isn't exactly the most normal thing ever. That's not something that just spontaneously happens. Especially on like a not busy residential street with nothing around. This is a fucking barren, empty area here. It's like she just crashed outside of Courage the Cowardly Dog's house in the middle of nowhere. So clearly the officer doesn't know all of the details around how this could have possibly happened. So he's asking you. I don't know why she's so combative already. I mean, obviously, I know why she's so combative, because she is annihilated. She is extremely drunk. There's no telling where the alcohol stops and the blood starts in her body anymore. She is doing her best to try and find some way of weaseling herself out of this situation. A car turned on its side here isn't just some, like, random thing that happens. So her going, obviously I was driving in this direction, there was a car, and well, one thing leads to another, and now look at the pickle we're in. Yeah, you know, it happens all the time. Why are you making a big deal out of it, officer? Do you always ask such redundant questions?
Everything with the scene is pretty obvious, so...
Okay.
I don't think there's much left to...
I guess, did you just not see the car on the side of the road, or how did it end up getting hit?
There was no car on the side of the road.
There wasn't?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Rachel, I am looking at the car on the side of the road that you hit. It's still right there. It hasn't despawned. It's sitting right there. You looked at it. The officer shined a light at it. Did she drink herself blind or something? What are you talking about? The car you hit is still right there, staring you in the face, staring a hole through your soul. I don't know why she's trying to, like, pretend it's not there.
There was a car driving this way. I was clearly driving in my lane.
Okay. Go ahead.
She's trying to cast like a genjutsu on the officer here to convince him that there was another car driving and that's the one that's actually at fault. Clearly she was in the correct lane, like a good law-abiding citizen and a very not drunk good driver. And then all of a sudden things went cattywampus and it's all that other driver's fault that was driving this way. And then the officer goes over to the vehicle that she hit, the parked car, and then she still tries to continue this ruse that she did everything right, and yet can't explain how her car ended up on its side. Oh my god. And the entire time she still stays so condescending, so insufferable.
Where are you coming from tonight, Rachel?
I was coming from my friend's house on the south of town.
On south of town?
South. Yeah.
Okay.
Super
was there anyone in the
familiar with
vehicle with you when this
No,
happened?
there was nobody with me, and I can tell you, like, there was obviously,
You had anything to drink tonight, Rachel?
no, I haven't.
Just be honest with me.
Well, I'm convinced she's stone cold sober. Well, now we just gotta find the guy who's responsible for flipping her car over, that hooligan, absolute scoundrel. I also don't understand what she started doing with her hands there. She just goes like, obviously, and then starts doing like a John Cena, you can't see me. So I don't know what she was trying to do there. It looked like she was about to bust out a fucking anime move with that one, or start going into like some crazy dance moves, like a body wave or something.
No,
it's not gonna incriminate you any further. Or
No,
anything
no,
like
I know. Nope, no.
Nothing to drink, huh?
Not since 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So I would
It's been
say.
a few hours then.
Yeah. Like,
what did you have at 6?
I had what we considered a beer cocktail, I guess.
How much alcohol would you say is in that?
It's a 4%. 4%.
And you just had one of them?
Yeah, it's just a fun.
A beer cocktail, Rachel. Do you think me a fool? Are you pulling my leg? A beer cocktail? Kind of fucked up alchemy is that? What kind of awful potion? You kidding me? That's the best you could come up with here? You expect anyone in the world to believe that you drank one beer cocktail? Jiminy Christmas. And you were doing such a great job with your acting performance. This display was immaculate. I was almost convinced, Rachel. I really was. If I couldn't hear the video, if I played it on mute, maybe. Every single word she has said, she hasn't been able to get out without it being slurred. She is unable to form a coherent sentence. She is lost in a fucking fantasy land right now, stranded in Narnia here, doing her absolute best to try and explain away how her car is on her side, when I am pretty sure she doesn't even know how it happened because she is so fucking drunk.
We're at a fantasy football draft tonight.
That explains the jersey. You a
yeah, that's why I'm in
Cowboys
New
fan?
Jersey. Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan.
All right.
But yeah, I just had one cocktail. It was a, I don't know the brand name of the cocktail. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's not bad at all.
But I know it was 4% alcohol.
Don't worry, Rachel. I'll go ahead and dunk this alley-oop you've tossed me. I think I know what the brand name was of the cocktail you consumed. Was it perhaps a Liar's Light? Or what about a untruthful brew? You're a liar. What I'm saying, Rachel, is you are literally lying. This is ridiculous. You make me sick.
So here's the deal, Rachel.
So here's the deal. I won't answer any more of your questions.
You're not going to answer any more of my questions?
No.
Okay. Well, you don't have to answer anything.
If you'd like to know. Nope. Actually, I'll let you know what's going on from now. Because you've superseded your rights of asking me questions.
Hi, ma'am.
Oh shit, Rachel's in control now. She's taken the helm. She's in charge. She's got all the power now. Uh-oh. The tables have turned.
Nope. And so any more questions you have, you can talk to my attorney.
Case closed. There's nothing they can do anymore. Rachel invoked the power of attorney, which obviously clears her of any wrongdoing with the drunk driving and hitting a parked car, flipping her vehicle on the road here. So, hey, it was a good try from the officers, but unfortunately Rachel proved to be too powerful, too knowledgeable on the law. And that's no doubt because she herself is a lawyer. A damn good one at that, too. Up there with the greats, like Saul Goodman and Billy Mitchell.
Phone, wallet, keys, anything like that?
No, honey.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Okay. You ready? Let's go.
Rachel refused to do any of the field sobriety tests. They arrested her on suspicion of DWI, and Rachel continued to be an insufferable asshole the entire time, even dropping one of those honeys in there. So, still condescending. It's actually pretty impressive how even in the midst of all of this, she continues to be an absolute asshole. It's actually kind of wild. I wonder what she's like sober. I bet this is her toned down. I bet when she's sober, she's like 10x this. Like when she goes to a Cowboys game, I bet she's like fighting with every single other fan in the stadium. Like she's going around just starting shit with everyone, spitting on them.
I mean, did you assume I was operating under alcohol, or had you been assured by some sort of test? You just assumed, right? Correct? And is our conversation being recorded?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Correct? So you assumed I was operating my vehicle. Correct? Is that correct? Yes or no?
Rachel, we're not going to have this conversation.
Okay, so that was correct, right? That's why you arrested me. You assumed I was operating my vehicle. Correct?
She spends a considerable amount of time in the back of the police car trying to mega mind her way out of this situation, a fucking Jimmy Neutron brain blast. So she's trying to reverse this, like interrogate them. Oh, you assumed I was the one driving the vehicle, correct? And yeah, yes, you admitted to that, Rachel. You yourself confirmed you were the one operating the vehicle, but I'm sure she's already forgotten that. Like, the only thing she's remembering consistently is her name. So she's already in a rough state, but she's trying her absolute best here to try and find the right dialogue tree option to get out of here, but it doesn't exist. And it is so annoying listening to her try this, like, you assumed I was under the influence, correct? You didn't administer any tests, correct? Even though they tried to, but she declined to do the tests. So yes, they're going by the very clear indicators that you are drunk with the way you're speaking, as well as the smell of alcohol on her breath. Now, I was honestly expecting her to try some very unhinged tactics here, like maybe making a secondhand smoke style argument like, okay, the smell of alcohol on my breath? Interesting. I only had one beer cocktail. Perhaps the reason that you're smelling alcohol so strongly from my breath is because all of my friends were drinking so much at the fantasy football party that my proximity to them coated my mouth, thus leading to this methodus of alcohol that you're smelling. I didn't drink anything more than one beer cocktail. I am not drunk. I am a victim of secondhand alcohol.
I won't talk anymore, dear. You never read me my Miranda rights or told me what I was under the arrest for. So I was looking for some clarification, because my Miranda rights were never read, and you also never told me what I was under the arrest for. Do you remember that part? It's a bitch when you arrest a lawyer.
The amount of time she gets us with a bait and switch by saying, I'm done talking, or you'll just have to speak to my attorney from now on, that's it for me, only to continue just fucking vomiting a bunch of nonsense, is so wild. She just has this inability to shut the fuck up. She just keeps going and keeps being an insufferable asshole. Now she drops a bombshell here, a plot twist that Game of Thrones could have never even written, that has me scratching my head a little bit. It's a very interesting claim that I have to call objection on. She insinuates that she is a lawyer. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I haven't passed the bar, which means I can sniff out when other people haven't passed the bar as well. And oh brother, does she stink. She reeks of lying and deception here. I don't think she's a lawyer at all. I think what likely is the case is that she read a single Twitter thread from some pseudo-intellectual that tried to lecture about, here's how you get out of any situation involving the authorities. And then she's taking it as though she's some kind of knowledgeable lawyer or something now because of it. Because she is wrong on everything. She's saying that they didn't tell her what she's being taken in for, even though they explicitly told her that it's going to be for the OWI. Like, they made it very clear. She just immediately forgot because she is fucking hammered. And then she's talking about the Miranda rights not being read to her. And now, take this with a grain of salt, because like I mentioned, I am also not a lawyer. But from everything I've read, they don't need to read you your Miranda rights until it is like a complete formal investigation. It's just everything you say before those rights are read can't be used by them.
We just kind of let you, like, walk into those things. But you didn't read me my Miranda rights, and you also didn't tell me what I was under arrest for. Do you remember that? And the best part was that was all on dash cam footage. I mean, it's okay. We all learn. The worst part is I'm not intoxicated, and I don't think there is anything else to say.
She tries to give almost like a supervillain monologue here. You fell for my trap. I let you all walk into it. It was all designed for my master plan, my scheme. And you fell hook, line, and sinker for it. But you know the worst part? I'm not even intoxicated. As she's like falling in and out of consciousness, not even able to remember what has and hasn't been said or what's going on. She's probably forgotten that she flipped her car. But yeah, anyway, I'll go ahead and stop it here. Like I always say, I have no respect for anyone who drives drunk. Just like cereal deserves milk, I think drunk drivers deserve to be shamed. So, I'm just doing my due diligence here. Big L for Rachel, and that's really about it. Glad no one was hurt. That's it. See ya. It really feels like there's some old geezers in the world that are just perpetually infuriated and looking for any excuse to take out their anger on whatever poor soul happens to be in the vicinity. Today there's a video that's gone viral where the president of the HOA caught two hooligans, some rapscallions, committing an unforgivable sin of fishing in a pond. And he gets up in their face, starts yelling, screaming, spitting, shitting, soiling his old man diaper, even grabs one of their fishing rods and tries to break it over his glass knee, all because they had the gall to fish in that pond.
Yo, don't touch my rod. Don't fucking touch my rod.
Trespassing on private property.
Don't threaten us.
You're trespassing on
Don't
private
threaten
property,
us.
young man.
We're waiting for the police to come.
You don't need to get out of here.
No, wait for the
Leave.
No, we're gonna talk to them.
Leave.
We're gonna talk to them.
He's actually hitting him with the classic scram buster gesture. The take a hike, pal emote that he's dropping on him right there. So as the shirt says, this gentleman is Tennessee strong. But you know what's not strong? His fucking knees. The way he walks around looks like a wounded penguin. He has a gait pattern that screams hip pain. So he comes up to this child, grabs the fishing rod, and tries to break it over his already fragile knee. And then I think that injures him even further. Like, he may have broke the $200 rod, but that fucking knee replacement surgery he's going to have to get as a result of this disgusting, pitiful display is going to be far more expensive.
You threatened us.
He's our president.
You threatened
You want that phone
us.
to go in the lake, young man?
You threatened us.
You want that phone to go in the lake?
Back away
Walk
from
out of here,
him.
boys.
Back
Walk
away
out
from
of
him.
here.
Back
Don't
up.
test me.
Back
Walk
up from
out of
me.
here.
He walks up on me. Back up from me.
Get out of here.
Back up from me.
I love the peanut gallery that he brought with him from the retirement home. So, like, the geriatric goof troop over there is like, he's our president! And one of the other guys is just giggling like evil maniacal laughter. Ha 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 ha. You've done it now. You've upset the HOA president. Your goose is cooked, gentlemen. It's so fucking pathetic. It's so sad. To get to this age and just be this bitter and angry about something so small. Kids fishing in a pond? Who gives a fuck? Even if it is private property, which I don't think it's his private property, by the way. There's like 5 houses all right in that span. Like, it's not his land. But let's say they are trespassing. It's one of those things where you can absolutely handle it in a better way. Just be like, hey kids, you know, not the biggest deal in the world, but this is private property, so, you know, just keep that in mind. Or maybe, you know, go somewhere over there where it's not private property to fish on this pond. Like, you could handle this like a fucking adult. Like, he's more childish than the 15-year-old kids that he's harassing right now and breaking the property of.
How'd I take that phone and put it in the lake?
Yeah, now I'll press charges.
For what?
Like assault, what?
For what?
Assault.
Yeah, I'm not assaulting you. Get out of here.
We're just gonna wait. We're not gonna mess with anything.
Get out of here. You're fishing in a private lake. Get the hell out of here now.
The cops are coming. We're just waiting for them.
Okay, good.
The way he yells reminds me of Chris Farley, living in a van down by the river. He's actually hitting a fucking Farley right now. He's so upset. It's like, this is such a trivial thing to make a huge issue out of. All of this hoopla because they're just fishing in a pond. They're not hurting anyone. This fucking old generation here that he represents is also the same one that uses the classic low-hanging fruit of, all kids today are so lazy with their TikTok whatchamahoozits, they don't go outside and do anything active anymore. It's no wonder they're all fucking depressed and sad. And then you have kids that actually just go outside fishing, hurting no one, doing nothing wrong, and they're still mad. They're just still fucking mad.
You know what? We're going to prosecute, so your parents are going to be real proud of that. We're gonna prosecute you, and you're gonna pay all kinds of money because you're being a dick.
I'm not being a dick. Sir, you're the one yelling.
You're on private property, young man.
I'm just trying to fish.
You threatened us and you walked up. Get out of here. You're on private property. Get out of here.
I'll always find it fascinating how people get into this delusional state when they have this temper. Like when they're starting to rage like he is, all logic and common sense just leaves from their noodle. He thinks that somehow when the police arrive, they'll be on his side, even after seeing the video. You clueless ignoramus. You absolute fucking fossil. On camera, you snatched the fishing rod out of a 15-year-old's hand, pushed him out of the way, like bumped him out of the way, and then broke his property over your knee. You basically assaulted a child on camera, and you think the police showing up would be a good thing for you, that they're going to be on your side somehow? It's just crazy how out of touch people like that are. And it happens all the time when you are completely in the wrong, but then somehow still convinced you're in the right in a situation like this. It blows my mind. It really does. Like, even if he didn't do that, the most that would happen with the police showing up would be like, hey kids, do you mind not fishing here? The homeowner clearly has an issue. He's definitely blowing a gasket, having a conniption over something kind of small, but, you know, can you just go fish somewhere else that's not on this guy's land? All right, thanks. Like, that's how that would resolve. But this old guy's going ballistic here and thinks that somehow threatening to prosecute them would be, like, an actionable threat? Like, it's not like the cops are going to show up and start reading them their Miranda rights, throw them in the slammer, book them like, hey, get your lawyer here. He's prosecuting you for fishing on this pond. Your lives are ruined now. Sorry, Sprouts. Better luck next time. It's so dumb. It's so fucking stupid. Again, if you have an issue with them being on private property, you could handle this in a much better way that isn't this out of hand and out of control. But I do want to put a teeny tiny little note on the end of that. If you do care about someone just innocently fishing on private property, you need to take a hard look in the mirror. You are way too fucking uptight and you are a Scrooge. Like, you are not enjoying life if this is something that bothers you to this degree. It's just kids fishing in a pond. No one is getting hurt. It is a victimless crime. Like, it's not a big deal at all. Like, like, I remember when I was growing up, I used to do this shit too. My parents' house was next to a pond, and me and my friends would go to that pond and just fish in it. Sometimes we'd even swim in it, which, you know, but today I would never do because of fucking brain-eating amoeba. They got me fucking terrified. But back then, caution to the wind. I'd swim in the pond, we'd fish in the pond, and the homeowners that were around that pond didn't give a fuck. You know what didn't happen? One of them storming out of there, screaming and shouting with like a fucking sledgehammer and a chainsaw, ready to kill us over it, right? Like, it's not a big deal. But it feels like today, everyone makes a big deal out of the most nothing burger situations like this. There are so many videos that pop up that are super similar to this, but this one's by far the biggest and best example of it that's come up in recent memory, so I just had to talk about it a little bit. But this is so common, where people are just snapping over nothing. Like, actually nothing. It just feels like everyone's constantly on edge, or even like paranoid to a certain extent. Like this pretty recent story that led to a woman being fatally shot because they accidentally pulled into a driveway they thought belonged to one of their friends, but it turns out it was not one of their friends. And the homeowner of that house just started shooting at their car because he was terrified that a car he didn't recognize pulled into his driveway or some shit. Like, that is horrifying, where pulling into the wrong driveway, completely innocent mistake, could just be a death sentence because some people are just fucking on edge over nothing.
We just said we wanted to wait.
You touched me earlier. Get out of here. Get out of here. You touched me earlier. Just your parents. Wait till I get a hold of your parents.
Call them.
Give me your... Call him right now.
My phone's dead.
Call him. You call him.
I don't feel like this. I just talk to the police. I'm gonna just talk to the police.
You don't even know their number. Your parents live in this neighborhood?
Don't worry about that.
Hey, listen.
The way he got up into the face of a 15-year-old and like turned it to the side, the actual why I oughta energy is so fucking pathetic. This is a grown-ass man who's getting into a 15-year-old's face like ready to fight him over him just fishing in a fucking pond. How sad can your life possibly be? That is unbelievably low. And then he really thinks that somehow the parents are going to be disappointed in these kids. Like, let's say for some reason he did have their number and called them. That conversation is going to end with the parents driving over there and maybe beating this old man's ass for causing such a ruckus over nothing.
He knows everybody. He said he did, but I think he's lying. Do you know any Smith lives in here? No. Okay, so what's your real name, buddy?
I'm not telling. I'll tell the police that. I'm not telling y'all that.
Wait, what's the problem? You don't live in here.
Okay, we're just gonna wait for the police.
He knows everybody that lives in here. He's the president. He's lived here for years, and there's no Smith that lives in here.
We could stop fishing, but like we're just gonna wait for the police.
You don't live in here.
We're gonna wait for the police to be here.
He knows every family in here.
Ma'am, who gives a fuck? She's talking about him like he's some kind of oracle, like an omniscient hero. He knows everybody in this neighborhood. Whoop-de-doo! Who cares? It's such a non-fucking issue. So what if the kids don't live in the neighborhood? It doesn't matter. They're not hurting anyone. It shouldn't matter. Again, if you are really bothered by it, go have a normal human interaction, a normal conversation about like, hey, do you mind just going to fish over there? Or even just going somewhere else to fish. Alright? Like, you could definitely handle this in a much better way. You don't need to assemble the fucking lack of Power Rangers here with these three assholes coming up to, like, ambush them about this as if it's some big issue, like some kind of huge crime. It's just such a fucking stupid thing to get this heated over.
We're just gonna wait for the police.
Where you guys from, man?
Tennessee. Tennessee.
Well, your parents would be proud of you. Why don't you send me that video? I'll send them and show you what a fine young man they're raising.
And yeah, what a fine young man their parents raised you pressing up on some 15-year-old boys. Yeah, why are you pressing on 15-year-olds?
He actually gets choked up there, starting to cry about this. Brother, please, just stop. This is so bad. Like, yikes, man. Crying over this. At that age, too, huh? Woo-wee! Oof. My heart breaks for everyone under his HOA Iron Fist rule. Yikes. Goodness gracious. I don't know why he thinks their parents are going to be disappointed in them. Again, if he called them, it would not go how he thinks it would go. You get a call that your kids are fishing. Okay. I told you no fishing. Oh, I'm coming over there right now. This is unforgivable. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, and you tell him, they're on private property fishing. Okay, did you ask them to just leave? What do you mean you broke his fishing rod? What the fuck? Like, I don't know what world he's living in, but he needs to snap back to reality at some point. It's fucked, man. I'm so blown away by how frequently these kind of videos pop up, and at the risk of sounding like an old man myself, it just really shows me how different it is growing up today versus when I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's super fucking different. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. That's it. See ya. There's two questions I get asked more than any others. Why am I short, and why do I live in Tampa? And my answer to both of these questions is the same. Because I like it. I like being short. Feels good. Now, obviously, I'm just kidding. I'm not fooling anyone with that response, but what am I going to do about it? Not exactly something I can change, like a bad hairstyle. It's not like the result of being lazy. It's not like going to the gym more often is somehow going to magically make me taller. This is just the way the Lord 3D printed me, and I'm powerless against it, unless I want to break both of my legs and then take years of physical therapy to learn to walk again and all that, which I'm not going to do, so that's the reason I'm short. Can't help it. But my answer was honest to the second question. I live in Tampa because I like it. I know a lot of people outside of Florida view Florida as like some kind of freak show circus PvP enabled zone because of all the Florida Man stories. So people look at this place as if it's some different planet with an entirely different species of people that live here. But I was born and raised in this swamp. 29 years down here, I got that Florida Man gene embedded deep in my DNA. And boy howdy, I tell ya, I don't see myself moving anywhere outside of Florida. I think even when Florida ends up entirely underwater, it'll be like the new Atlantis. The Florida people will persevere. We'll grow little gills, and we'll have our own new society underwater. And we'll still probably have Publix too. I got a little lost in the sauce here. The whole reason I'm even talking about Tampa to begin with is because of a local news story I read today, coming from my neck of the woods. And it's some pretty deplorable shit here. So, I wanted to share this because it made me ashamed of my fellow Tampa enjoyers.
You are watching what cops say is a terrible crime committed by a brilliant chemist. First, he's seen filling a syringe with some sort of substance. Then he places the syringe under an apartment door.
Now, he's no Walter White or anything, but this guy is apparently a very gifted chemistry student. He was enrolled at the USF PhD program and, according to all the reports, was very gifted. And what did he do with those gifts? Well, he delivered them like Krampus to a family's doorstep and brought a lot of problems for them. So he was injecting these chemicals under their doorstep for months, and it caused the family and their newborn baby to get pretty ill.
Umar Abdullah and his wife had just had a baby. Almost immediately, they say, their downstairs neighbor, then a PhD student in chemistry, began complaining about noise.
Imagine being such a miserable piece of shit that a baby crying makes you so upset that you decide to try and assassinate the whole family because the noise is too much. Like, that's bafflingly evil. I understand that a baby crying or being noisy can be a bit annoying, but I just don't know how it can make somebody snap like this. I had an apartment in downtown Tampa, and you can only imagine the things I was hearing there. Between some occasional gunshots as well as some wackier noises. Like a long time ago, I even posted a video about how there was a whole group of frogs that used to fuck right outside of my window of where I slept. And it made it very hard to sleep because they were being real rowdy. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't go out there, take a bazooka and blow up the frogs. You know, I didn't go out there with a sledgehammer and tear up the orgy by killing all the frogs or anything. I politely knocked on the window occasionally, trying to, scare them away, like take this business elsewhere. I also more than once would open up the door out back of my apartment in order to, rustle the bush that they were treating like a frat house to get them away. But the thing is, it never elicits such an extreme response. I get noisy neighbors are frustrating. Like, neighbors above you that are just slamming around, like throwing bowling balls back and forth, just causing a ruckus at all types of odd hours. It's a headache. But this is not the same situation in the first place. It's a baby. It's a newborn baby. Obviously, it's going to cry from time to time. That's how babies work. That's just how it is. Like, I just can't imagine the lunacy here to do something like this, which is basically attempted murder, fundamentally, I would say. It's just fucking crazy.
That's him skulking outside the apartment in Tampa.
After my daughter was born, right after we came back from hospital, he started complaining.
Then the family began smelling chemicals pervading the apartment. Everyone, including the baby, started getting sick.
Psychopath energy just rolls up so casually, like this is just routine. Another walk in the park. No, business as usual. Gets the syringe out and then just blasts it under the door. I'm also a little surprised nobody else saw him do this. I guess I don't know how many residents there are in the area, but he walks around with the vial and syringe out, and no one really stopped to question that around the premises, that is. Or I guess maybe it's possible, since we only see him at the top of the stairs, he brought it out right before the camera catches him. But yeah, just very nonchalant about what is basically attempted murder.
Became overwhelming, and that's when the new dad decided to install a hidden camera. At first, the surveillance video caught just a glimpse of the suspect. The next day, when the camera was repositioned, this happened, and the terrifying truth came out. Initial toxicology reports from police say the substance being pumped into their apartment consists of 2 strong opioids, methadone and hydrocodone.
Now, to further explain, the family was aware of the chemical odor that was permeating through their residence, and they tried everything to get rid of it. They checked all the pipes, everything. Eventually, the landlord even replaced their water heater, thinking that could have been a culprit, maybe something gone awry, malfunctioning in the water heater, leading to that smell. But the smell never went away, and they kept getting sick. The husband noted vomiting. It was just not a good set of circumstances. And that smell that smelled smelly just kept coming back. So eventually the husband got a hidden camera that he could set up outside in a plant, just in case it could help lead to some kind of clues on where this smell was coming from. And that's when they learned who the villain was behind the smell. It was their neighbor that is still seemingly upset that a baby cries. Nobody tell him that he was also once a cringe baby that was making crying noises too, because he'd lose his goddamn mind on it, I guess. He's still upset about it. So then he turned to biological warfare.
The suspect is identified as Xiuming Li, who got his PhD in chemistry at the University of South Florida.
Abdullah says he got his family out of the house and then immediately called police. Lee was arrested and charged with multiple counts, including possession of a controlled substance and aggravated stalking.
This is a situation that, had this not been ultimately caught, could have resulted in someone dying.
It's scary to think that something as simple as your newborn baby crying was almost a death sentence for this family, or their child at the very least, because it's a newborn. It's not exactly the best things to be inhaling, hydrocodone and methadone. Now, I'm not exactly the most familiar with these substances, as shocking as that is to hear, but it certainly sounds pretty dangerous to me. So I'm happy the family got to the bottom of it. Hopefully there's no lasting side effects from this whole ordeal on them. Hopefully everything's just smooth sailing from here. And yeah, this is just upsetting for all of Tampa. This isn't what we're about down here. Tampa is a place known for many great things, like bath salts and good neighbors, and this guy was not a good neighbor. So yeah, I just wanted to go over this a little bit just because I saw it. It's in Tampa. It's super weird. Anytime there's a Tampa-related crime, it feels personal for me as a resident of Tampa. It feels like, how could you? We're better than this, damn it. You're giving Tampa a bad name. Like, I just feel disappointed. Like, just genuinely disappointed. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I saw this video here today as I was scrolling through Facebook while taking a nice hard shit. I don't really go on Facebook often. In fact, the only time I ever do it is when I'm just dropping a steaming loaf. And this video actually really upset me. It turned my once peaceful shit into a more aggressive colon cleanse. I'll just go ahead and play it now, and I'm sorry about the flyheight.com thing that's having a seizure over there. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I wouldn't recommend going to the site because that's pretty shady, and also it's a really stupid name. It's like calling your company Underwater Wetness. It's just stupid.
Don't fucking say hello to me, bitch. Don't fucking say hello. I don't play that sexual harassment shit. Let me get your address.
So right away, she lets you know why she's so upset and offended, because this man had the audacity to say hello to her. This fucking fiend dared to show some politeness to a stranger to try and make that stranger's day a little more positive and just try and be friendly. And then for some reason, she's looking for his address on his license plate. I don't think she understands how license plates work, but his address may not exactly be Turbo Steel Lord or whatever his license plate might say on it.
Bitch, you don't fucking say hi to strange women you don't know, bitch. 3889492. Bitch, you shouldn't have been sexually harassing me. I can call the cops on you for that. Good.
Now she's threatening to call the cops on this lunatic who dared say hello to her. He was sexually harassing her. And this is actually a really troubling and scary trend that's been going on recently, especially with the whole humongous thing that blew up not too long ago, where people claim sexual harassment on genuinely anything, and what it does is it makes a mockery of it and makes actual sexual harassment not be taken as seriously, and it's just fucking ridiculous. They'll literally claim it on anything. People claim sexual harassment if a flower is growing too close to them and they don't like the look of that flower. If they don't get enough marshmallows in their Lucky Charms, they'll claim that General Mills is sexually harassing them. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Fat funky motherfucker, who the fuck you think you're talking to? Don't fucking say hello to me.
Then get gone, you shouldn't be
No,
here.
bitch, I should be here. Why the fuck you gonna say I shouldn't be here?
Why shouldn't I be here saying hello to people?
Don't fucking say hello to me.
This is just wiener breaking to see. Look at his face. It looks like he's about to cry. And the way he says it, why shouldn't I be here saying hello to people? That's just an innocent thing to say. That's just a guy who's saying hello to people because he's in a good mood. He's outside, he's working, he's having a nice day, and he wants other people to have a good day too, so he's saying hello to them, you know, extending a friendly gesture to these people, and this lady just goes absolutely fucking berserk on him over absolutely nothing. And there's no doubt in my mind that that'll totally change how he talks to strangers, and he probably won't say hello to people like he was in the past, which is a fucking shame, because we need more people to do that.
I'm gonna call the cops.
Go, bitch, do what the fuck you wanna do.
Hey, what's your license number? Can I have your license number?
Fucking drunk. What you gonna call the cops on me for? Bitch, you don't be sexually harassing motherfuckers, bitch, and now that I'm standing against your white ass, you got a fucking problem with it. Don't say shit to me, bitch.
Yes, God forbid someone make any attempt to communicate with you. You are just way above us mere mortals, really. Princess ruler of all creation. I guess this woman just wants to live in solitude and isolation so that way no one could ever say anything to her.
Fucking weirdo.
I'm no weirdo.
Yeah, you are fucking weirdo. I'm calling you on your sexual harassment, bitch.
Cops, please? Tell them to come down here. to get this crazy broad off my
No,
ass.
bitch. You were fucking crazy. You
All I
dealing with
did
a
was
crazy.
say hello.
Yeah, you called me crazy, bitch. You called me a nigga too while you at it. I own that
Why?
shit.
I'm not prejudiced.
I don't give a fuck. You don't say hello to me. You thought, oh, she a cute little black chick. I'm gonna say hi. Don't fucking say shit to me, bitch. Fuck no. Well, he say hello to you, bitch. He can talk to you. Fuck you gonna call him off for? Stupid hoe. He's calling cops. Fucking whips. Call the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops, bitch. I got your license plate, bitch, and I know where y'all live.
So let me just get this out of the way. I'll address the elephant in the room. I don't know what the fuck the best days of old means. It's just a stupid annotation that popped up on this sketchy ass video. It's probably some reference to J.R.R. Tolkien's work. But anyway, one big thing I want to point out here is this woman is insulting him for wanting to call the cops when that is exactly what she wanted to do. So this goofball is more or less insulting herself as she is insulting this man for wanting to call the cops. And this is just the type of person who walks around looking for confrontation. She fucking pulled over to insult this man and claim sexual harassment. I'm guessing he must have waved at her and shouted hello as she was driving by, which I'm imagining he does for a lot of people in that neighborhood. And she got so upset by this that she fucking slammed on those brakes and fucking drifted maybe, you know, some Tokyo Drift Fast and Furious style shit. What the fuck do you just say to me? Hello? Did I just hear fucking hello? Gets out of the car, storms over there, and then films it all. She fucking films this herself. She's so delusional that she thinks she is in the right and that people will agree that this man was sexually harassing her. She is so fucking oblivious to reality. It's unreal. And I think everyone would unanimously agree that this woman acted like a silly sandwich here and was just being a big old asshole to this guy for no reason. And at first I thought this was just a satire, a well-made and in poor taste satire of the humongous sexual harassment ordeal. But I went on this woman's Instagram, and it turns out she's just genuinely insane. Almost her entire Instagram is dedicated to her walking around topless in LA and then calling out people she believes are sexually harassing or racists. And then there's also a lot of posts that are praising Hitler and trying to convince people that Hitler just was a misunderstood guy with good ideals. And then there's some really jarring shit such as this right here. This is a picture of her abortion. I'm happy that little parasite bastard is gone, little fucker. And it just goes on and on. I'm dropping docs and will fuck with your life. Hashtag kids and all motherfuckers. I don't get it. So she's got this picture of this fucking melted grape Jolly Rancher on her bathroom floor. I'm assuming she's about to eat it. Then she says anyone that doesn't agree with her is going to get doxxed by her and have their life ruined by her. And first of all, I don't think she understands how to use a computer to that level when she doesn't even have mastery over understanding how license plates work. She's probably one of those people that thinks that hackers can get their bank account info from a fucking digital alarm clock. So I don't think anyone has anything to fear in that regard. And second of all, why is she so unbelievably hostile? The only people following her Instagram are her friends and her family. Why is she being like this towards them? Only them? Hey, listen here, you anus sacks. If you don't like this candy bar I just placed on the floor, then come at me. I'll dox your shit, Grandma. I will take your shit down. I don't get it. She's just a really aggressive person. And there's so much other weird shit on her Instagram, such as these two pictures. She's got more than this, but she's having dinner with a glass of menstrual blood. Ah, yes, just like Mother used to make every Saturday. We used to all gather around the table, have nice Totino's party pizza rolls, and Mom used to prepare the most exquisite glass of menstrual blood to cleanse our palate. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, and don't let me forget that in the this one right here, this big old glass of menstrual blood also has a nice tinge of urine to it. Nothing really brings out the flavor, quite like some good old urine too. Now obviously I can't prove whether or not it's really menstrual blood and urine. I'm hoping it's not, but there's a good chance, judging by the rest of her Instagram, that it is. And yeah, this woman's fucking insane. I just kind of wanted to talk about this video and her as a person because I really hope no one tries to follow this example she's trying to set. She has a whole YouTube account too dedicated to just harassing people in public and spouting some absolute fucking nonsense, and the videos are like 40 minutes long, so I wasn't going to sit there and watch all of them. But it's absolutely ridiculous, and this woman is insane. That's it. So yeah.